Nous avons le collège Albert-Camus dans l'aviron. Nous avons aussi l'école Saint-Joseph de Pont-Saint-Martin. Nous avons le pôle basket des Pays de Loire. Nous avons Saint-Anne de Nantes. Petit, il est costaud. Nous avons Lyon de Valette. Et nous avons Saint-Anne-Rosé Collège. Mesdames et messieurs, soyez bienvenus. Je compte sur vous pour mettre le feu dans cette salle de la Concardière. Et nous avons aussi un collège, le collège Cossack, qui est là. Alors c'est le collège Bacardi qui est là.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Nantes, the Metropole. It's the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament, and it's day 2. And we're getting ready for the second game of day 2, China and Spain. Well, if you just caught your breath from a thrilling conclusion to game 1, Nigeria beating Korea with a late three-pointer from Kalu. Buckle them up, folks. China and Spain getting ready to trade blows here in Group D, followed by Argentina against Turkey in Group B. And then at the end of the night, New Zealand will show us what they're all about when they go up against the host nation, France, in Group A. Well, we've already seen what China can do. What about the Spanish team? If you look at the teams that have qualified already for the Olympics, the zone winners, Australia, Serbia, Japan, Canada, Senegal. Brazil is the host nation. USA is the world champions. But you still got 5 places up for grabs. And those will be decided here. And everybody, myself included, thinks that Spain will get one of these spots. Closest thing to a dead certainty in my eyes. But they've got to prove it on the court. You can see with China yesterday winning convincingly against Venezuela. If China were to win today, they would punch their ticket. If Spain win today, that would keep Venezuela's hopes alive, although slim hopes at best. Well, I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Martin Clark, and we've seen the Spanish team play many a game over the years since we both live in Europe. And we also know all about China and their coach, Tom Barr. Are we thinking that perhaps people aren't giving China the respect that they deserve, that maybe they have a really solid chance to come out here and spring the upset?
Well, I'd say the one person who will be giving them respect is Coach Modelo from Spain. He won't come into here expecting anything else than a tough Chinese performance because, as you quite rightly said, they get a win, they're there. And I think people sometimes will forget that Spain, having really messed up in Eurobasket 2011, just missed the chance to even play at the 2012 Olympics. So, you know, this team that has been much lauded for, for the last number of years, been one of the best in the world, wants to put the record straight, wants to get into an Olympic Games, wants to actually show that they can play at that level because in every other championship they have excelled. And then their team at the moment is a product of just a great program, and coaching staff, players, etc. They're ready to excel. But in answer to your question, no, I don't think anybody underestimates China. China are a basketball nation that wants to be at the top table, and win here puts them at the top table. I don't know if they can cope with the offensive firepower that Spain have, though.
Well, if you want to turn the clock back and you remember the last time these two teams met, it was not a pretty picture, certainly for China. When they took on Spain at the 2014 World Championship for women, they played in the quarterfinals and Spain won that one 71-55. But Lucas Mondello was quite rightly pointing out, listen, that was then, this is now. That game has no impact on this game. Maybe the psychology, who knows? If anything, it could give China more incentive to come out and prove some doubters wrong. We're going to have the playing of the national anthems, and Spain and China.
And now, national anthem of China.
So Lucas Mondello on the right, Tom Barr on the left. I suppose you'd say Mondello now qualifies as a heavyweight, like Tom Barr, in terms of heavyweight class of coaches.
Absolutely.
Barr goes back a long time coaching Australia's national team, but certainly Mondello's done the business since he's taken over Spain.
And he's obviously as well, he's going to be well versed with Chinese basketball. He's spent some time in the league there, and you know, there's the three officials from the States and Poland and Panama. And as we said before, Jeff, got the top officials refereeing and officiating the best players. I just love watching Spain play basketball, Joe. Fundamentally, they're sound. They play great defense. They let players play. They let players express themselves. They've got that much confidence in each other. And the thing that really adds to their team this year, as you see their roster, is that Sancho Little's back in the lineup after not being there at the Eurobasket. So, you know, when she's on the inside, they just have balance and they just have quality across the line. And a couple of new faces in the lineup. Quevedo, you know, it's her first sort of opportunity to be in the senior team. But again, she's a product of just a great system. And we're going to see the lineup. And, well, I think one of the players that you really have to identify for me in the way that epitomizes his program is the role that Laura Nichols plays. And everyone else gets all the plaudits, and she's just rolled into that center role. And she's an ideal foil for all the other players around. She gives so much stability to that Spanish lineup, but she's just a great rebounder as much as anything else. And she's added some offense in the last few years that means she's entitled to be one of the players you talk about. And we saw this lineup yesterday, and I thought they were very professional yesterday. I thought they put a professional performance on the floor, well prepared, knew how they had to compete in that game. And this is like a final for them. They win, they qualify, and then they get a couple of days off either way. So I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough points to compete with that offensive firepower that that Spain have. I'm not sure if this starting lineup, you know, I think you made the point yesterday that Chen Nan is, you know, being the veterans coming back. I think her role coming off the bench is going to be vital if you're talking about people like Laura Nichols and Sancho Little, who are trying to contain that inside presence that Spain have.
So a couple of players we wanted to highlight: Sun Mingzhen and Alba Torrens. Why don't we talk about Sun? Because she had some kind of shooting effort yesterday against Venezuela. Every time they had a whiff of a comeback, she would hit a three or make a play. And Alba Torrens, of course, really needs no introduction. She actually played at the Olympics in 2008 while still a teenager in Beijing, so she's been around a long time. Now here's Lucas Mondello. Let's hear what he says.
Rebote, ser nosotras mismas. ¿Ok? Vamos. Vamos. 1, 2, 3. ¡España! Hey, cuando metan 4 pequeños, 4, pero ya avisaré.
So talking about rebounding and getting fired up, Tamar. I'm not sure there was a more focused and intense coach, well, with perhaps the exception of Ekrem Memnun of Turkey coming out to prepare the teams, certainly a couple of days before. But, I mean, talk about experience. This Spanish team, a lot of them have been around for so long. Laia Palau, the point guard, the veteran, just has had a career that's just unforgettable, really. I mean, I think she's in contention to play to one day make it to the FIBA Hall of Fame. I mean, she's been there for all the good times of a golden generation.
Yeah, and she's led that. You know, she's I think reinvented herself a number of times when she's been challenged at that role. She's no, this is. I'm the leader here. I'm the guy that's going to, and she's just worked hard, because to maintain your starting role, your leadership role on this team, you must just dedicate yourself in such a way. It's just a testament to her work ethic and her professionalism. It's just, she's one of those role models I always point out to young players.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to France. We're in Nantes, the Metropole, and it's the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament, and it's our first look at Spain as they take on China, the team that won yesterday against Venezuela in Group D. And immediately Spain tried to go inside to Sancho Little, and good defense from China to pick it off. Chen hands it off, and soon Gao Song travels, Xiaoting travels. Xiaoting walks, and so bringing it back, you know, we highlighted Sun, but she's not even starting. The other Sun Mangran, is in the lineup, number 13. Alba Torrens runs off a screen, and now she gets back inside, puts up a runner. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Spanish ball. Well, China might have some size that might be clogging the lane, but Spain are going to attack regardless. Anna Cruz inbounds it. Sancho Little. Torrens just kind of floats into the lane. Laura Nichols there. The offensive rebound, doesn't score with the putback, but gets another board and gets it to Sancho Little. Look at him work the ball. Torrens in the corner. Still can't get it to go. Sancho Little, another rebound. And she has it taken away. Good play by Lu Win. He was relatively quiet yesterday against Venezuela. And Gao inside to Huang, who starts today instead of Chen Nun. Sun drives in. And Nichols couldn't quite control it, goes out of bounds.
Sancho Little gets away with stuff there. She just rides her all the way across the lane, but the great thing is that China are being aggressive. They got to the lane trying to create. The defensive effort down this end was good. They bumped cuts, and intriguing start as both teams try and work each other out a little.
Good D from Spain there, making it difficult for China to inbound the ball. Bounce pass to Huang. Big play by China. Good patience.
Wang Hongping did a really nice job because she just created space for herself, gave herself an angle. There's no way anyone could block it. Really protected the ball very well.
Sancho Little on the baseline, and really the All-Pro knocks it down. Spain on the board. Sun hangs it off to Lu Win. Now Huang, she's got some range. And Sancho Little crashes the boards. Ball goes over to China with a new 14. Bounce pass, beautiful play, but Chen doesn't hold on to it. Ball goes out of bounds. I think China think that Spain are vulnerable inside.
Well,
they're going after him.
But the great thing about the Spanish defense is that, you know, someone lost their way, but Laura Nichols helps, and someone helps Laura Nichols, and everything is tough. And you have to make great plays like that, and you have to just be relentless in that pursuit of those plays to sort of live with this team.
I'll tell you what, that was a terrific play from Calzón. Now Nichols hits the jump shot. I suppose if I'm Tom Moore, I'm happy that Spain are having to score with jump shots.
That's all that. Apart from the penetration by Torrens, they're living by just, you know, mid-range jump shots at the minute.
Sun goes up with the left hand, a little bit out of control. Sancho Little up to Laya Palau. Cross court to Cruz, into the corner to Torrens. And Sancho Little gets it to Palau. What passing by Spain.
That's a clinic, Jeff. You know, your defensive player turns ahead and Palau just needs a second invitation, reads it, and the touch on the pass by Sancho Little, just out the top draw, but the read. And then the defensive effort straight away generating the turnover. They don't give you a moment. If you mess up, they're going to make you pay.
Sun, Gao, Sun Mingzhan comes in, Chen comes out. I think Lu Win also comes out. China have the luxury of rotating a lot of bodies. So Zhao Xinfang, the backup point guard, played well yesterday against Venezuela. She's come into the game. Torrens looks inside. Palau over to Nichols. Torrens goes to work on Sun. And puts it up and in.
It's just a soft touch, and the defense couldn't do anything else. You just play her really hard, you get it behind the backboard, but she's still got that ability to float it up with a soft touch.
Spin move, turns it over, but nope, they don't. They get it back. And quickly to Ana Cruz, and she goes up and scores. So Spain strike quickly in transition. Is standing at the free throw line as we look at the replay.
I don't think Laupau's got much to complain about there. She may have been clean on the ball, but she took a lot of arm and a fair amount of body contact. Says a lot about their intensity, though. They go after plays this early in the game. Doesn't get any easier, Jeff 5. As Zagai comes in, he's probably one of the most complete, you know, small forwards off guards there is in terms of defensive ability as well as anything else. They just keep coming at you off that Spanish bench.
You could almost say the same for China, really.
Just the level. You know, the Chinese have got a lot of like for likes, and that might be one of the options that, you know, Coach Ma's going to try and find a way here. So his defense and the way he might offer Spain certain options and get after a little bit, he's going to do something out here that's going to try and decide how he wants Spain to try and get their points.
So Ana Cruz moves over to the playmaker spot, brings it up the floor. Xiao Ting out for China, replaced by Wu Di. And Sancho Little's pass a little too high for Laura Nichols.
That's good defense by China. Laura Nichols got deep in the lane, but people just held their spot. She bumped her a little bit, but Laura Nichols didn't have the position. That's exactly what will happen down the other end. A lot of body contact, people bumping around. You've got to hold your space.
Zhao brings it up, turns it over. Marta Jargai now quickly to Torrens. Spain want to run. Behind the back from Ana Cruz, steps in the line, takes the hit and draws the foul. Two free throws. And
there was that year or so where Cruz wasn't on the lineup. Since she's come back into the Spanish lineup, she just challenges the defense every time. She's an offensive. She's just got so many ways to hurt. She's so quick, has great release on the shot. And she's a handful. You relax, she's going to look to score.
And you saw her just make a play on defense as well. She just knocked it right away from the point guard. So Zhao comes out, Chen comes back in. The more experienced of the point guards. Sylvia Dominguez comes in now for Ana Cruz. And your point about just having quality coming off the bench illustrated with Dominguez, who's been around for a long time as well.
You know, week in, week out, a lot of these guys play in that, you know, the EuroLeague.
Huang puts it up, no good. Sancho with the rebound. The ball's going over to China, over to Spain. Week in, week out, you've got a lot of EuroLeague women players. I mean, there are several Spanish players at the EuroLeague Women Final Four, including two with the team that won at Katrinberg, Torrens and Sancho Little. Jargai and Palau played for Prague. And ball goes off of Sancho Little.
So what it does for your defense with that many, you've got to play everybody straight. You've got to play everybody else. So you've got to come over every screen. So the execution for Spain like that, just a simple roll by Sancho Little. They overpassed it, but there's options off every single pass.
Huang misses another jumper. Sancho Little looks to make the outlet. She hands it off to Torrens. Torrens attacks from the middle, gets it to Nichols, or tries to, and good defense again from Huang and China.
The rotations for China really are very, very good. They don't overhelp. They don't want to overhelp. They don't want to get into rotation. So then the pass becomes a real effort for the person with the ball.
Good drive from Wu Di, but doesn't finish. And Jargai collects the air ball. Now over to Torrens. Inside now to Nichols. And she spins, gets inside, and tries to score with the reverse, but doesn't get it up over the rim. Now Chen explodes. China hears the whistle, but they're not going to count it. I'm impressed with China.
Yeah, that's a good push as well. Xiao, she just got it, went and stayed with it. You know, she got the little contact, went through it, and tried to finish. But the most impressive thing for me, and Coach Ma's getting into his rotations, is that, as I said before, they don't overhelp, so they're not having to get into rotations, which makes it hard for Spain to create. But that comes down to playing good on-ball defense.
Chen over to Huang, who's come into the game, and Chen has her back for China. Coming up on the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. Huang feeds it to the other Huang. Huang Hongpin puts it up, but a bit of a crazy shot. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll still be China ball, but with only 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
This is when you need that big to just hold their space and just lob it up there for them. They've got the option to throw that if they can make the pass away from the defense, because they've got some size under the hoop.
You got Chin Nunn in there, not Huang Pan.
Yeah, Nunn's just come back in, or just come in for the first time.
Well, they do get the shot off in time. Well, trying to get the ball back again. Watch this. Somewhat White just get the shot off, and Spain just can't seem to get it right now. Inbound to Chen. Sancho Little knocks it away. And China get it again. UD misses. And now Marta Jargat. Torrens drives in. Jargat's open in the corner. Will she take it? Yes, she will. And foul.
Yeah, Alba Torrens just didn't like the fact they were in transition. They hadn't had a chance to set their defense, so she'll burn a foul just to get them into the half court.
Blue Win checks in. You have to wonder what must be going through China's mind. If they can win this game, they might avoid what they would consider the tougher matchup in the quarterfinal. Potentially Belarus, and instead face Nigeria or Korea. And Chen Nunn misses quickly. Spain, Marta Jargat. Dominguez with 5 on the shot clock. Now Sancho Little puts it up from the baseline. And Spain not getting all the shots they want. Chen quickly goes right at him. And boy, you can see the influence of Tom Moore on her in that one.
Absolutely right. It's based upon their defense, though. They really are doing a great job one-on-one. They're not really giving any direct drive lane. They're doing a tremendous job in just playing straight up man-to-man defense. And they are really, Spain are finding it difficult to create advantage because they're not getting the defense into any sort of rotation or long closeouts. And Spain are still having to live with those jump shots. And at the moment, they're challenged, they're not making them. Yeah, we've got a low-scoring game, but you've got to credit the defense for that.
Raya Palau back into the game. Flo Chen hands it off to Laura Gill, puts it up and in.
And that's exactly what we're talking about in terms of that was the first time they've had help. And Laura Gill recognized her player had to help and just went to the open spot. Just got to contain.
Chen Nunn spins, tries to score with the left. Of course, Chen came out of retirement. Outlet pass to Jargat, 2-on-1. Jargat takes it all the way. Draws the foul from Sun. You have to be able to run to be successful in international basketball, especially in the women's game, if you're going to compete with the likes of the USA.
Well, yeah, both ways. Your transition game both ways has to be just, if it's not there, the other team is going to score on you, and if you don't get any easy ones going the other way, you're just going to struggle in the half court against the sort of quality of defense. And to an extent, China are giving a good demonstration of that right now, because apart from the last couple of plays, Spain haven't got points in transition and are therefore, 14 points in a quarter. China have constructed a defense here that they're really executing very well.
Both free throws good. Sun Ingran has come back into the game, is trying to get it to Chen. And she has to make a long pass, and Lucia Pasqua has come in, almost got the steal, but Huang caught it. Huang also back in the game. In the final minute of the opening quarter, and look at Laura Gill. Goodness gracious. And just a little bit out of control going in for the layup. I think Lucas Mandela would have rather she'd gone up strong rather than just flinging it up there.
Well, I think we've been fortunate, Jeff. We've seen Laura Gill sort of emergence, if you want, in terms of role play, right back to the Eurobasket here in 2013. She was tremendous.
Yeah, she was the other big, other than Sancho Little. Just a real scrapper. And Sun misses. Marta Jorgai collects it. Off to the races. Oh, what a bounce pass. And Spain sometimes, to their detriment, get ahead of themselves. And now it triggers a break for Xiaoting in China. Xiaoting drives in, misses, and now Pasqua with the rebound.
Just when it gets a little bit up and down, you just need someone with the experience to say, right, we're going to run something here. And no one better than Palau is going to try and eke out as much of the shot clock as she can right now.
And 5 on the shot clock. Palau gets in the lane, puts it up. Paul Sun with the rebound. Now Chen, she's going to have to chuck it. Nope, she passes. And China do get a shot from Lu Wen, but it was short. And Spain, it doesn't seem like it, but they've almost doubled up China. They're leading 15-8 at the end of one.
Well, the offensive numbers, you know, for China, their defense is good, but 18%, that just underlines the problems they have trying to break down. And on the inside, when they've gone to the inside, they just can't complete against the inside strength. Rebound-wise, there's not a lot between the two. The assists from Spain are one of the things that, you know, you said during commentary, they get a little bit ahead of themselves sometimes, but they share the ball as a real emphasis. Both teams do a reasonable job looking after it, but the story really is that, you know, the quality of the Chinese defense, that, you know, that end of the floor, they're doing a great job. They're just struggling to score down the other end of the floor. Inside shots, they're having to take tough ones. It's a tough ask. 1-12, Spain play all the way down the roster. And people like Gill and Nichols just revel in playing defense. So Tom Martin, and that's why he really wants to push. And it's clear they've thrown up a couple of bad shots in transition, but he really wants to push.
I thought the approach from China was right, though.
Yep.
I mean, you know, it's not easy playing the number 3 team in the world. China's number 8. But Spain, you know, have really been consistently excellent, say probably going back to Eurobasket Women 2003, other than that strange year of 2011 when they just collapsed at the Eurobasket Women and didn't even make it to the quarterfinals.
It's one that it happens to the best. You know, get on the wrong end of the wrong result, especially in the Eurobasket, where every team is a good team.
But, you know, you have to, you know, they've decided in that first quarter to play, get up and down the floor as quickly as possible and to continue to attack. You know, a couple of shots to right back there. Low scoring game. Does look like some of Spain's reserves, though, have picked it up a notch. Anyway, Huang goes right at Sancho Little and shows that soft touch.
That's a tough move because Little got down low and said, "You're not going to the bucket on me," and she just created a little bit of separation. Great release. Excellent move.
Gets back to a 5-point game. Now team comes out on Palau, who's on the baseline, and shooters roll. Chen takes the contact, goes hard, and Sancho Little gets the rebound. Jorgai goes baseline. Oh, finds Sancho Little. Little's not going to miss that very often. Goes back out to Cruz. Cruz again on the baseline. And now China with a chance to run. Xiaoting. Lu Wen gets it to Huang. And Sun at the front of the rim. And she was hitting that shot in the past of the World Championship, the Asia Women's Championship. But hasn't been able to knock it down. You can see that China could really use a couple of three-pointers just to fall to kind of stretch that D.
But the way the Spain play the defense, Hong Pen in particular, is really being effective inside. She had the chance to roll, and Coach Ma was yelling at her to go to the bucket. It's almost they were content to settle for the three.
Palau gets it to Jargai. And another offensive rebound for Spain. Boy, their rebounding total is just going up with a big number now. But clearing out, foul called.
Sancho Little's not going to like the call because she feels as though she's been bumped a little bit the last couple of times down the floor.
Well, that's her first foul. Spain's 5th.
It's one of those calls that big guys will always complain about because it's them just trying to hold their space.
7 turnovers for Spain now, 4 for China. Xiaoting over to Huang. Huang shoots it. She's got a feathery touch for a low post player. Really, you can see she is definitely first choice right at this stage over Chen Nun.
Teams that would focus on the player being guarded by Little, but I think it's, she's got that range to shoot the ball, which drags Sancho Little out the middle. That's what they're trying to get.
And Chen perhaps forced it a little bit, tried to get it over Sancho Little. Sancho Little, now Jargai back to Cruz. Ryan Palau. Jargai, she's going to knock one of these down eventually, and she does.
There is that difference again. It's going to sound like a little bit of a repeat, but when you get into rotations, they've got so many options. And because the Chinese had to help on the penetration, although they didn't because Palau was behind the backboard, Zargai's wide open.
China perhaps looking a little winded. We're going to have some subs coming in. Huang keeps it. Now Sun's going to put up another one. Still can't get it to drop. She's 0 of 3 from three-point range. Anna Cruz. Sancho Little wins out.
Spain have decided that, to compete, in the latter stages of the Olympic tournament, they have to be a mid-range jump shooting team. You can see why they put this emphasis on that sort of offensive option.
Xiaoting drives in, good D from Jargai. We've expected better from Xiao there. So Gao Song, Zhao Xingfeng, and Sun Mingsheng come into the game. Lu Wen's out, Chen's out, and Sun Mingran are out. I'll tell you, Lu Wen, back at the FIBA Asia Women's Championship, 2013, was China's top player. She just has not looked the same in this event so far.
And I think in this particular game, it's the matchups that she's going up against. There's a little bit of size with the same quickness. That's really taken away some of the options that she would have got relatively easily in that championship.
Lawrence passes up the 3 to go inside, puts it up and in with the reverse layup.
That's a great find on the skip pass. Created that long closeout, and there's no better player than Torrens against a closeout. She just has so many ways to get past you.
Yao Song inside, puts it up. Laura Nichols with the rebound, and we're off to the races again with Torrens. Torrens reverses dribble, hands it off to Sancho Little, and Little misses another one. Marta Jargai and Laura Nichols. And China right now getting beat through the loose balls, the rebounds.
I mean, a lot of that is down to Spain in transition. China can't set their defense up, so that penetration becomes difficult to contain. They get into rotations, and then they're out of spot on the glass. So that whole thing comes down to the success they had playing really good on-ball defense to start with and in transition. So Spain didn't create those advantage situations. Now they're beginning to do so. They're just wearing down this defense.
Little again. It was last week still in the WNBA with Atlanta. So she hasn't really had much practice time with Spain. Song. Oh, that was a nice spin and shot.
That's a sweet move.
Dominguez back into the game, running the point. It's JJOO. Torrens goes baseline again. Dominguez. She goes baseline. And good D from Woo D. That's why they call her D. She's got the D. But really, perhaps Dominguez had a shot there herself, but she had Huang Pin behind her. Torrens pulls up, drills a jumper. She does have that capacity to beat you in so many ways.
That's the thing. It's not, you step off her, she'll knock a shot down. You get up, she goes past you. And if you help, she'll find someone.
Gao Song misses. Torrens comes away with it. Passes out to Zhar guy. And Dominguez gets into the lane, stops, short. Zhao Xinfang. Spain don't foul. And Wu Di drives in for the layup. I guess that's why you do have the tactical foul sometimes.
That was crying out for it. Just foul it at the half court, get him into the half court. But
I mean, I don't like the tactical foul. Don't get me wrong.
And I know that people play around with the rules trying to stop it in one way or another, but then coaches find a way to actually construct it so you don't get penalized too much.
Huang and Gao out. Chen Non. And Huang back in. Huang CG. Well, I think the best way to describe this Spanish team in this first half is relentless. I mean, they haven't played. It hasn't been a polished offensive effort.
No.
I mean, they've missed a lot of shots, but boy, they just keep coming at you, don't they?
Yeah, and I think they're getting the shots they want. They just haven't made as many as they would expect to normally.
Dominguez spins, turns, finds Nichols. Goodness gracious, that was out of the top drawer from Dominguez.
And as great as it was from Dominguez, and it was because she got everybody looking at the ball, she needs her teammates all to move, and she had three options apart from Nichols. Every single person could see the ball. And Nichols was just underneath the hoop. She found him, and she finished so strongly.
It's interesting, Mondello takes her right out of the game, I guess because he just wants to keep the intensity as high as possible.
And they're in that space as a group where they understand that. We're really fighting like this. Is why I love being at these talks. You hear Coach Mark talking to his kids, and like words like irresponsible and whatever else sums it up. He knows the player's capable. She just makes a bad decision.
Look at Torrens go coast to coast and scores for Spain. You just simply cannot allow her to get out and run. The relentless attack of Spain is just something to behold. They have come out here focused in their opening game.
Look, you pushed off everything.
Hey, 你现在对方一上身体，你就躲开了，明白
As soon as you cut, they hit you.
对方一停你就完了，你要硬一点，
You go the way they want you to go.
明白
It's not even It's not
硬
even
一
a
点，硬一点，对方一顶你
You
就
make
躲
a
开了
face cut,
啊
they！push off. You make a UCLA cut, they push off.
现在对方都是顶你，都是顶
You
你
just getting，pushed
明白？
around.
要硬一点，硬
See
一
the
点。
I
rebound.
don't have to switch, I don't have to do anything.
Totals.
She just
现
gets
在
pushed
对
off.
方
You
一顶
know,
你，
sometimes
就
you
完了，
wonder,
对
like
方都不需要
you
换
said the
防
word
明白
Then you got to use
Tom Moore
strength.
used the word to Zhao. You were
对
irresponsible.
方一顶你就没有掩护了。
And
Okay,
you know,
this time we're gonna go,
speaking to a Chinese
Atentos a
person
la
and
caída
saying
de
something
Sancho,
like that,
pase
you're like,
pillado,
how is she
patecita.
going to take
Juego
it?
sin balón cuando vamos
But
por aquí.
you sometimes
Esto lo
wonder if the
defiende
translator
muy
might
mal,
soften
muy
the
mal.
answer a little
¿De
bit.
acuerdo?
But and he's going to hope that he doesn't, because he more than probably many other coaches in the world understands that word in terms of you're out there, you've got a role, you've got responsibilities to follow. You don't have an option around things like that. And it's probably, in terms of the way this team looks at itself, they understand that as well. You know, there's a responsibility to the team. But the point he was making during the timeout, I've got to say, I love the interpreter's role there. Not only does he have to say the same words, he has to put the passion in too. But
Exactly, good point.
yeah, but it's like, he's absolutely right. Spain just take you out of the cut you want to make. So, okay, they're going to run this cut. They want to go here. I don't care where they go. They don't go here. And at the moment, he's getting very frustrated that they're being allowed. They're being physically moved around the floor, and that's not his teams.
And that's only going to frustrate him more, seeing Huang unable to keep Sancho Little off the glass and allowing Spain another chance, because it leads to 2 more points for Alba Torrens.
I don't think there's a better player than her doing what she just did, as in on the dribble, getting to the far side of the ring. She's long enough, she gets a great angle and handles it well enough. She does that as well as anybody, then plays defense.
Well, here comes 3-on-2 break, and at least Wu Di hustled back to knock it out of bounds.
Well, Wu Di, as you said, you know, there's some responsibility, and she's just demonstrating that. They turned it over, she just got straight back into play. That's a great work.
But right now, you know, one of the players that we haven't seen in this group of players for China the past several years has been Huang Xingjin. And she's made a couple of mistakes, and I think she's realizing at this level, you've got to be better.
Yeah. Jeff, you made the point that you know, Spain have pretty much doubled the score, and they've had to work hard to do that. They've come up with offense against solid Chinese defense, but we made the point right at the beginning of the game. How are they going to be able to score enough to stay with Spain? And it's the point that Coach Ma made before. They're not getting the shots they practice because Spain are taking them out of their offensive set. So when they've made the plays that we've commented on, they've been great individual plays. But that's not how he played yesterday. Got things out of their sets. And you know that if he does get a qualification spot, that's the level he's going to be preparing at to go to the games. He's going to want people to put that physicality into practice, and he'll use this situation. Obviously, he's got to get there first. But I don't think there's many people who ensure that their team learns from minute to minute, from game to game. They just keep getting better. And you know, he's in a spot now he needs to get better for one more game if he loses today, to take his team into a Rio Olympics. But at the moment, Spain are just giving him a clinic at the defensive end of how to take people out of your offense.
Well, Sancho Little gets it as we start the resume play, and knocks down the jump shot.
That's just sweet. Super move. So is that. Oh, how did she miss the layup? That's a super move as well.
Did everything right except make it. I don't think Moore will be upset with the fact that she made it. She made the play aggressively. You're going to miss those. It's incredible how Spain has just opened up a big lead. And here you go. And defense knocks it away from Torrens. Sun, once again, passes it back out this time to Sun. And Sun hits the jumper. It'd be nice for her to get into the game because she hasn't had a chance. Push off on Sun.
Probably thinking, after all the contact I've been receiving down the other end, that was a little bit, should we say, a little obvious, but
this will be free free throws for Spain because China have already committed 5 fouls. You know, the funny thing is, I actually caught a flight here with Spain, and the one thing that Silvia Dominguez told me was she's like, we're nervous. And, you know, before the tournament, I was thinking, there's 2 teams that are definitely going to the Olympics. They're Spain and they're France. And they know that more than anything, the mentality has got to be right because of what happened in 2011 when they didn't make it to London. They've come here and played with a real sense of purpose. You can see right now on the scoreboard, this looks like a team that's not going to be denied. Chen, three-pointer. Well, that helps the cause of China.
Chen Zhao, she's had a nice half, you know, in terms of, and again, her defense there caused that because she just rode the offense around the screen. And in terms of the guards that you know, Coach Ma has at his disposal, she's done an excellent job.
Absolutely. She's played much more today than she played yesterday. 28 years old. She's been in this setup for a long time. There she is. You see Cruz left her open.
And, you know,
Obviously 2 for 1, right?
2分2对1出战2啊，明白吗？
So you heard 2 for
Get in
1.
trouble, mate. If you get separation, you better yell out help.
你要不行就
Help
喊，
Chen
那
Nan,
个
you're
刚
right
才
up there.
喊不行就协防，你要跟不住就喊协防，明白吗？啊，呼应啊。
and those, you know, those shooting stats highlight the problem that China have. 29%, you know, from the 2-point range because they're under so much pressure every time they take a shot. And as we said before, they're not getting the shots that they really expect to get. But
and you're diving.
this team isn't far off. You know, their defense gives them a base. So yeah, they've kept Spain at 34.5. So that's in manageable numbers. They've just got, you know, if they, you know, where do they find 10 points from? You know, their execution. If they execute better, we'll give them that.
Well, it's an important 41.9 seconds, especially from China's standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, right now it's 13 points, the deficit.
Yeah.
篮板球对抢篮板球，明白
Right,
吗？
here we go.
They'd like to get it to single digits.
Yep. Interesting to see what they try and get on the 2 for 1 call. He's pretty quick to make sure he gets a good look at that second shot. If I was Coach Morris, well, I'd be asking the official. He feels quite rightly, in my opinion, he's getting a little bit manhandled as Palau almost steals it. He's getting manhandled down the other end. And he doesn't feel as though he's getting any looks. Spain have only been called for 2 fouls.
Yeah.
And they play physically. And now they're playing good defense, but I think he has a point.
Okay, well, Spain putting some pressure on. They don't want to allow a 2 for 1 for China. Chen thought about launching one there. And she's going to launch it and get it blocked. And that's going to trigger Torrens. And more times than not, she's going to come away with something. This time she doesn't. And now China, double dribble on Wu Di. Thought they were going to get the foul call. So Modelo now calls timeout to draw up the last play. Frustration for China to turn it right back. I didn't see it.
The only thing I can think of, she might have got caught up as she tried to break out, but
Vale, vamos a hacer puño. Pero aguantamos el balón. Laya, aguántalo tú un poco, luego se lo das a Cruz. Cruz, te decantas. Sí. Sí. No, no. Niki, descansas. Alba, por Niki. Esta es Alba. Esta, no, perdón. Esta es Sancho y esta es Alba.
If they score, you're inbounding it.
对方如果打进了，你发球啊，
Now, Woody, you run straight to here.
无敌直接跑到那，
Now you look here.
然后看，明白吗？
You
So
understand?
China had a
看无敌
chance
大家接不到
at。the last time out. We were talking 2 for
不要
1.
传丢了，不要传丢
Down
了。
Otherwise,
13.
you go here.
Now,
没有防守，不要犯规。
16 seconds later, they're down 13 and could be facing an even bigger deficit.
well, and he went 2 for 1. Spain have ended up with 2 for 1. You know, Torrens comes up with a steal, misses the shot, they get the turnover, and that's one of the differences if this Chinese team want to get to the next level.
But I think
you can't have those.
I think by saying let's get 2 for 1, Chen rushed it too much on that play and ended up turning it right back over to Torrens. But anyway, Mar didn't say rush it, he just said 2 for 1.
Yep.
So Palau and Spain will try to run it down to about 6 seconds, I guess, before they get into the play. And now here they go. They find Palau, and she goes in and draws the foul, much to the chagrin of Tamar and China. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, there was contact on the back and everything else, as much as the ball was blocked. But the great thing that players like Lau Palau do on moves like that, they're not going to ever go weak. You know, there might be quicker players in the world of basketball than them, but she goes big with those steps, and she's going to draw contact. And she does it as well as anybody else, even at her advanced, should we say, veteran stage of her career.
Now, we were talking about this. Look at Mar having words with Wu Di as she comes off the court with the help of the translator. Palau makes 1 of 2, so there's still 3.3 seconds left. It's going to be shouting. No, Chesser knocked away, and Spain almost went 2 for 1. But as it is, Spain lead by 14. That's probably about right. 35-21 at halftime of this Group D game, the second game of the day here at the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament.
Well, those stats will tell you the issue. 28 and 20%. You know, that's where China defensively, in most aspects of this game, have done a pretty decent job. Now, Coach Ma will believe they haven't been to the free throw line as often as he would like them to have been there. You know, that everything else, apart from the fact that Spain have a massive advantage on the glass because it's not giving up offensive rebounds to China. Turnovers and everything else. Apart from the fact that Tom Ma believes he's not getting the rub of the green in the foul count. And, you know, I have a fair bit of sympathy with that because of the physical nature, but it's strong physical. It's not reach, it's not slap. It's a little bit of movement of players around. In terms of the game leaders, it's never surprising when Torrens leads Spain in points, but Sancho Little already has 9 rebounds at the half. And she just adds to this. She makes the Spanish team complete for me. Just gives them the inside strength and everything else. She has 5 turnovers. She's not going to like that at all.
She will not indeed. So stick around for the second half between China and Spain. Spain lead it by 14.
du ballon officiel de la FIBA du tournoi qualificatif olympique. Un modèle d'éclair de présenter son ballon édition spéciale 2016. Son design dynamique représente les mouvements et l'agilité des meilleurs joueurs de basket du monde. Rejoignez Voltaire et montrez votre soutien à votre équipe nationale alors qu'ils jouent à leur plus haut niveau avec l'activité et fair play. Pour en savoir plus, visitez le site internet FIFA.com et participez au concours pour gagner un ballon Voltaire édition spéciale. Et maintenant ça se passe sur la Télécube avec nos partenaires internationaux de la FIBA.
Turning Marker 3, activate your top speed. The field level 1. P, I can play. Isso.
defensivo como hasta ahora. Y sé que hace una falta. Y si un pivo se queda con un alero, se queda con un alero. Pero no hay tiros de 3. ¿De acuerdo? Bien. Volvemos a hablar de palma arriba, camiseta, pero vamos a dejar aparcado el pío para más adelante. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Y primera jugada.
35-21, Spain on top of China here. The second game of day 2 at the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament. And I think if there were any doubters, and I don't think that there were about how good Spain are, we've kind of witnessed how they've kind of been able to grind out an impressive first half display against China. It hasn't been a thing of beauty, but they've been relentless. And I mean, I have to be honest, I've been impressed by the approach of China.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the approach of China in terms of they're trying to push, and that's always a good thing. Trying to get points off your defense, that's always a good thing. I'd be intrigued, and maybe we'll get the chance to ask Coach Mondello about it. I'm sure he won't give us the answer we might want, but there's this real emphasis in this mid-range game that Spain put out there in that first half, where looking to create. Only Torrens was really looking to attack the basket and finish around the hoop. And maybe he is looking ahead. How does he find ways to score against Australia? How does he find ways to score against the US? And against both those teams who play so physically, you've got to knock down those mid-range shots. Now, he's got players who can score for fun. I think, look at some of the people he's added to the roster as well. They've got those attributes. So it's intriguing to see, obviously his first objective is to qualify. He's got a respect of everybody to try and get that out of the way first. But, he's looking forward to what he might see as this summer goes on. Interesting conversation that could be.
Spain have given a lot of minutes to 6 players.
Yeah, he's not messing around with giving people a run, is he?
So 35-21, second half underway here in Nantes, the Metropole. And Sancho Little, she hasn't hit all of her shots, but she is such a confident player. She says, I'm Sancho Little, I'm going to keep shooting.
And it's straight off the bat, that range again. She was left over mid-range. She just knocked it down.
And that's like a free throw.
Yeah.
Lu Win. And here's Huang. Sun. And the three-point attempt by Xiao Ting is off target. And Laya Palau being bothered full court. Anyway, Spain still get an opportunity. Marta Jargai misses. I think sometimes it's just a little bit out of control for Spain, but
and Jeff,
she could have pulled up and just taken a little short jump shot.
And that's the thing that I'm almost. I don't want to say he's trying to take it away from their game.
Well,
the three is dropped by
three. It's about time.
Yeah, but it's almost that's what he's trying to do. Take away those sort of craziness and let's just go percentage, just percentage at speed because we've got talent, but we're talking percentage shots here. Shots we practice, it's all they want.
Sancho Little. Here comes Jin. See if she can follow up a good first half with a good second. Xiao Ting drives in. Oh, that was impressive from China. Patience. They got a layup.
Well, that'll please Coach Ma because they set good screens. They get the handoffs were good. They were able to turn the corner where he was really giving them a hard time about that, being pushed out of their offense.
Torrens from the arc is good. Well, you definitely don't want Torrens driving on you, but you come out on her, that's what she'll do.
Defense had their hands in their pockets, had their hands down, no challenge on it at all. I don't think China will be unhappy if Torrens makes it, if she's being challenged by it. They just gave her just an open look.
And Sancho Little hands it off to Torrens. And again, this is where Torrens wants to be. Out on the run, gets it to Palau. Inside to Sancho Little. And
that's just super, Jeff. That's just out of the book. Swing it, change it, she seals off, they make the pass. Didn't pull it out into the half court. That's just excellent transition basketball.
Chen drives in, takes what the defense gives her.
You'd expect Sancho Little to challenge that a little bit more because they wanted her to go down there.
Palau for three. And now the quick fast break for Xiao Ting. Cha-ching!
Yeah, I think Lau Palau may have, you know, a little bit of a reminder. Dominguez or whoever came, he just shot that and stood there. And Xiao Ting, just the point of transition for Xiao Ting was just superb. They got the rebound. She was gone.
Torrens goes up, and Nichols was fouled by Lu Wen. It really is interesting. Lu Wen just doesn't have the same impact on these games, but your point is well taken. You know, she's going up against players of pretty good size. That was a great pass, by the way.
Yeah. She's a 188 forward, but she's going up against 190. She's going up against a little bit more quickness. It's just taking her out of her comfort zone, taking her out of, you know, how she's used to using her skill set.
Although she did have the assist on that fast break, so it's not like she's not contributing. Xiao pulls up at the line, doesn't get the friendly roll.
But they like that shot. They talked about that a lot in the in the practice that they had the other day while we were in the gym watching, encouraging her to take that shot.
Torrens for three, and she buries it. She gets in the flow. She's pretty tough to stop, isn't she?
As good as anybody.
16
Absolutely.
points, a game high for her right now. Huang Hongpin. Oh. It was a tough shot for her. Ball goes back out of bounds. Back out of bounds to China. Tom Moore looks at the American referee to say, I don't think so. Amy Bonner.
Yeah, the reaction was pretty genuine. I think the players genuinely thought they weren't trying to pull one there. And Dominguez is in the game now.
Yeah, she's just like tigerish. She really gets after it. And her pass, Marta Jargai was going in for the layup. And they read Dominguez's eyes. Nun's going to come into the game. You know, the big games for these teams will come in a few days, obviously, with China's comprehensive win over Venezuela. Venezuela will still have life tomorrow as they go into that game against Spain, if Spain win this game. Well, they'll still have life regardless if China were to come back. Well, pass and batted out of bounds. The dream scenario really for Venezuela is for China to win this game.
Oh, it's great. We're going to take all game.
Yeah. Otherwise, goal differential figures into it. So, Sun comes out. Galsong checks back into the game. Xiaoting and Galsong very similar in size and everything. Ponytails.
I think that's one of the advantages that Coach Ma has. You know, his team is pretty much, there's a block of people, the same type of physical attributes. So if he wants to switch, they can switch with no issues. A couple of guards that give him a little bit of an issue on that, and he has a couple of bigs that are a little bit slower. But 8 of his roster are just interchangeable in terms of defensive assignments.
Xiaoting going up again, or rather, Xiaoting trying to stop Torrens, and she goes all the way. Even that type of D couldn't stop Torrens.
I gotta show that again. Show that again.
I've got to tell you right now, I think that Lucas Mandela is the coach for Alba Torrens because she plays better for him than anybody. Chen Nun gets in and puts it up, and that's better for China. But, you know, when I watched her at the EuroLeague Women Final Four, Torrens really didn't make much of an impact at all, but she is like unleashed fury whenever she plays for Mandela.
And he gives her that freedom. She's got that role on this team, hasn't she, where it's go play. You know, everyone else is doing this. Their role is to go play.
Well, Xiaoting spins. Oh, and they call the travel. Not getting the rub of the green on that one. See Laura Quevedo getting up and applauding. I wonder if at some point we might see some of these other Spanish players play.
Well, at some point, surely he's going to like look down the roster a little further.
Well, you would think for them to be legitimate, they would need to go at least 8 deep, if not 9. There's Nichols. Into the corner to Martezar guy. Count it! Because you know, for example, the USA is going to go at least
12 deep.
Canada's going to use all their players.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Now fouled by Martezar guy. Here's it Dominguez. Yeah, it's going to be Dominguez. Even France. I mean, France goes, what, at least 10 deep, 11 deep? But Mondello, really, if you look at the minutes that he's distributed today, it's been to 6 players.
And normally there's a little bit more rotation with Nichols and either Lara Gil or Pascal who get in to sort of rotate the bigs. And at times he may go with 3 guards, and Torrens will get a bit more time sitting.
Palau quickly to Torrens. Trickles between her legs to get out. It's kind of like she's just out there playing around on the playground,
Yep.
isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
incredible. She's having a good time. Now she runs baseline. Cruz over to Torrens. It's up. It's no good. And now the tap out to Wu Di. 1-on-3 break. She needs to pull it up. She's got nowhere to go. Laya Palau got back, and as did 2 other players. Gao. Lu Win. Oh, they're contesting every pass. Wu Di over to Chen Nan, and Chen Nan makes it. The veteran.
And that's literally what you have to do against. You have to be so patient, but you have to be aggressive at the same time. It was Torrens who was the breakdown, who just got caught standing, and as Non just came up. But they had to be so patient to get there because the defense was, until that point, absolutely relentless.
Torrens, time to shake and bake. She's got 3 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, that's going to be way off. So good defense that time from China. Torrens takes a seat.
Well, here's that 3-guard look, because Zagai gives him enough size to go with a 3-guard look. I like this look at times when Mondello tries to extend his defense and tries to get a little bit more stretch on the floor. He's definitely getting his money's worth out of Sancho Little anyway. She's been back a week.
That's true. She was leading the WNBA in steals when she left. Look at that.
That's
knocks
why.
that one away.
So active. She's never out of stance in that play. Even though she got posted a little, never out of stance.
Nichols almost traveled. I have to say, with I don't know if it's a tighter fitting uniform in Spain, but the players look in great shape. Nichols, Little with the line, and it is just, you can just see with Tom Moore, he's just shaking his head. The execution on defense is there. And Chen Nan hits another. But you just can't see the comeback against this Spain team.
And there's two agendas, really. There is the game, and they're still not completely out of the game, but he's got one more game after this, one way or the other. He would love to qualify out of that game. And the real pleasing thing for him is that Chen Nan started to actually find some range and find some offense, and that could be crucial for China if they're going to get one of those qualification slots.
Palau hands it off to Nichols. It's good.
And when Palau took the penetration, she had no pass option until Nichols moved. And Nichols' timing was great. It's easy to time things when you know your guard is going to find you if you time it correctly, and that's what Palau does as well as anybody.
The final 10 seconds of the third quarter. 19-point lead. And JJOO loses it. And a Cruz stops it, not enough time. So really, you know, 19-point lead, Spain in command. I think eventually we'll see some other players coming out for Spain, but China are not going to stop.
Ahora, entrada, lo primero es no cometer errores.
So as Mondelo talk about the implications of this defeat if China do not come back. And you look at the stats, 35, I mean, that is impressive. The 35 rebounds, the 14 assists, the 8 steals, all across the board for Spain is impressive.
The only thing is
But talk about the implications. If you're China, you expect, if you finish second, to play Belarus.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned it a few times. Those two countries have played each other a few times. I know that Coach Mara feels comfortable about that game as a game to decide who qualifies. Matchup-wise, unless Belarus bring their A game that they brought yesterday, China match up pretty well. They've got enough size if they play strong. Guard-wise, it's going to be a handful because Lindsey Harding's going to have to go against 1, 2, 3 different defenders the whole game. And I think they think that their relentless nature of their defense might, wear down Belarus. We thought they were going to get worn down a bit yesterday by Nigeria, and almost they did. So I think the implications is they'll be set up with a game that's a tough to call game. There's been various, you've said it earlier on, that maybe people thought Spain and France would qualify. Then there's a bunch of teams that could. And that'll be a game where, Belarus aren't a shoo-in for that, even though there'd be, maybe the fancy team coming in. So that's a matchup I think China will be very, very positive about. The trouble is they're going to have to go against a team that has, we've now seen pretty much all the teams, and we've got 2 more to see. I haven't seen a team as focused as Belarus in a long time in terms of their desire. It's their last chance as a group to go to a major finals. And I don't think Lukashenko's going to do anything but try and do everything she can to take her team to an Olympic Games.
Well, Belarus had the focus yesterday, and they'll have to sustain it. They'll have to show us that focus yet again. It's not about one game, it's about an entire tournament, or 3 games, if you will.
Yep.
The next game and then the quarterfinal.
Jeff, there's still no change in the start of this quarter. No change in that rotation and lineup. Montelo's got an agenda here about, I'm going to run my rotations.
Yeah, I wonder why.
It's
because you will get to the point where you have to, whether it's foul trouble, whether it's betrayal. Huang sets the block and raises the elbow. Nichols goes down. So Huang picks up the foul. Here they watch again. Oh no, she didn't. She just raised her right arm and swung her. Got her in the neck. The Adam's apple.
Yeah. It's just the elbow was higher than the shoulder, so she lifted it. But it's one of those things, again, there's no intent in terms of throwing the elbow, because if there was at that close range, Nichols wouldn't be getting up. It's one of those. Oh, great touch.
The pass over to Cruz from Lai Palau. And a Cruz from the baseline. We haven't spoken about her, but remember, she didn't even make the squad in 2013 when Spain got the title at the Eurobasket here in France. And you kind of wondered maybe if that was going to be it for her. And she came back stronger. And she's become vital, as you can see. But who could have? What does that say about Spain's depth? I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Didn't even make the team.
And it's the desire, isn't it? This is what you have to do to be on the group. If you're not prepared to do what we need you to do, you don't make it. So, you lay that out in front of her, and then she says, "No, I don't want to miss this. I've got to fit in." And we've had that conversation with a couple of people. The program has got to be bigger than any individual. You have to commit.
Xiao Ting inside. It's instead of going up strong, kind of tried to score falling back.
See, people like Lucille Pascal who's coming to the game are going to be, I think, really valuable, you know, rotation players for Spain if they're going to go deep into an Olympic game tournament, because her size means she can make a contribution just by her quality and size. And I think getting minutes out of her is going to be vital for Coach Mondello.
Yeah, size, experience. Well, timeout, Tom Moore with 8:51 to go.
You have to rotate, mate.
轮转，不行就轮转了
You
啊！
got to, okay, they make a catch, but you've got to make them make an extra
要
pass.
让对方多传一次球的啊，明白吗？
Okay, let's just let them have a
对
shot.
方多传一次球啊，不要让对方轻易投先。
Now look, explore your potential at 34 and 33.
34，现在34、33，你现在要改防啊！
Don't be suicidal.
不要太被动啊！
¿De acuerdo? Si sigue con Juan Pin, fade away de Juan Pin. Y con la otra, échate encima flexionada para que no tire con la 15. Estate muy atenta a los ciegos que hacen que no se nos queden enganchadas. Que no empiecen a meter triples ahora. ¿De acuerdo? Vale. ¡Vamos!
Albatorans with the 18 points, 6 of 11 inside the arc, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc here. Some of the highlights, you know, I mean, look at what she does there. She goes behind her back, and it's incredible. Here it is again. Watch. She's going to shoot a 3. And there she's going to knock down a 3. So, yeah, you can go out and get on her, but if you do, she'll go right past you.
And yeah, a lot of people have the discussion, what is her least effective stuff? And then historically people will say, well, she doesn't shoot the 3 very well, but she looks nice from the 3-point line coming into this tournament.
She steps out of bounds, turns it back over.
That's great defense by Pascal, because like it's so difficult for bigs when they have to switch and do that. And all she did was like, I'm big, I'm going to try and get you there, and if you get there, great, but you're going to make a pass. I'm not letting you come out.
Yeah, that baseline's like a second defender, isn't it?
Yeah, and she just played it as she should, like a big, not trying to be what she isn't, which is a guard trying to steal it.
Well, Huang chases it down, gets it back for China. But Spain has really opened it up, haven't they? 23 points. And Nichols gets it back. Off to Cruz.
That's going to frustrate the Chinese bench, because in that little trap where they try and turn, they had it right in the corner. And you've done your job. If you're guarding the ball, you've done your job there. And you've got to wait for your teammate to come trap, and then they try and reach and foul. It's just not, that's not in the rules.
Lu Win went down. She's getting up. Cruz back to Nichols. Look at him rotate it. Palau. Nichols. Pen gets it from Lu Win. And Chen was fouled by Palau. And I have to say Palau was being pretty physical. And Chen took exception to it. I think it's Tom Moore watching. He wants to see. He doesn't want to see his players back down, does he?
And he's not going to pass. He's going to make his point here as well. See, now Palau's like, well, look, I wanted to stop it. They were in transition. I just wanted to stop it. So what's the issue? I don't know why. A lot of officials got involved in saying, I'm not quite sure what they were getting involved in.
Tom Moore taking Lu Win to task.
Well, she ducked, she fell. She got bumped down the defensive end and tried to buy the offensive foul.
Right.
He's like, just stay down and play defense.
Yeah.
Stand up to that.
Chen inside to Huang. And Huang goes up strong. You can see with Huang that she's a long player, and why at 20 years old, you know, she's in this squad.
Yeah, and she made a good move then and got to where she needed to go. You compare that to Torrens on the same type of move. Torrens just stays with it and finishes the play. That's what Wong's got to do as she gets to the, you know, to that, wanting to get to that level.
Cruz at the line. Well, Huang was 12 years old when Huang Sijin was 12 when the Beijing Games were staged. And Alba Torrens played in her first Olympics. They played in their own Olympics. Anna Cruz takes it away, goes up the floor, and takes it to the right.
That's a finish. That's a finish. She gets hit, she gets bumped, she stays with the play. I'm sure we're going to get a replay of it, but if you're a scorer, this is how you score. Because she's going to get hit by once, twice, and gets right deep off the glass, kisses it, off her own defense as well. Cruz just gives this team spark. Things happen around Cruz, offensively, defensively. She's just active.
It's strange that I think her game, you know the difference for Cruz when she went to WNBA, I think that made her a much better player.
Individually, in terms of ways to score, taking the physicality hit when she's trying to score,
And from a confidence standpoint. And a more aggressive standpoint. You know, looking to go to the basket more.
But, and going there, knowing you're going to get hit, knowing how to take contact, knowing how to finish. And you take it back to the young Chinese penetration we just saw from when she penetrated to the far side of the ring. Compare that. She got hit, but didn't know how to just control herself, take the hit, and get the angle off the glass, which is what Torrens does very well. Cruz does it very well. They've got that ability to just not get taken out of the shot they want. They still finish the play, and then Cruz is probably, because there's nothing of Anna Cruz, is there? No. I mean, she's slight and quick. She's just strong. I mean, you make the point. This team looked in great shape.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a tighter fitting like the old Australian Opals bodysuits in Brazil. They look like they've been running some marathons. They're all morphing into the Alba Torrens look. Really thin. Muy delgada. Inside. And Xiao Ting bumping off Laya Palau is becoming persona non grata here for China. Watch this. There's a replay. And that's a compliment to Laya Palau for really getting under the skin of the opponent.
At the end of the day, she does what most guards could. I've switched, I've been post up. I've either got to steal it or foul her so they're on the end line, and she just does it.
Xiao Ting fouled outside by Cruz. Are they going to count it? No, they aren't.
There's almost a semblance of a rotation now for Spain with both Lara Gil and Lucy Pascual in the game. I'm intrigued to see the newer guys on the team get some minutes.
Yeah, you might want to come to practice because I'm not sure you're going to see them in the games. Maybe the message from Mondello is until you can learn to play at this level, you're not going to play. Huang inside.
Exactly the same thing we were talking about. She made a really nice move, got an angle, just could not take the hit and finish.
Torrens back to Gil. Oh, and selfishly gives it over to Pasqua. Torrens fouls Xiao. So Spain are up by 25. And maybe what the situation is that Mondello just says, listen, I'm going to remove any debate about what's going to happen here. We're going to win this by a huge margin. We go into tomorrow, and even if by an incredible miracle we don't win, we're still going to get to that quarterfinal.
Yeah, and the thing you always got to remember, once he gets to those quarterfinals, they're one-off games.
Yeah.
So it's all very well for me and you to say, oh, we'd like to see this player and that player. All he wants to do is make sure he's in Rio.
Yeah,
he's got plenty of games for prep.
He's paid to be a coach for a reason. Absolutely.
We made the point last night. That's a dilemma that, we'll see how possibly that affects France when they rotated everybody last night. They're going to go against the New Zealand team that, let's not forget, beat this Spanish team in preparation. So, it's all very well. Again, let's see the young kid, let's rotate, but you've got to make it to Rio. And if you can do that, winning the quarterfinal, that's a little bit less stressful than ended up into that playoff for that one spot. Even if you are France, even if you are at home.
Sancho Little comes back in, and Sylvia Dominguez.
Okay, it's not happening, is it? I've got 2 games I'm going to win, and then I'm going to win a playoff game to make it to the, and that's it. That's all I'm here for.
I've got a feeling we'll see more play against Venezuela.
Possibly. And Zargai only knows one way to play, which is like aggressive and hard and quick, and comes up with an offensive rebound.
Dominguez makes the pass to Sancho Little. And Sancho Little saw the shot clock, so had to put one up. Shao comes over, goes hard to the basket, and is fouled by Alba Torres. Two fouls. So we will see the games. You're looking down the road. I know we talked about this yesterday, but Brendan Joyce is here watching, scouting for Australia, trying to uncover as much information as he can against these teams. Obviously, all the teams that are here that are going to qualify for the Olympics will have the insight of having watched all of these teams play. 5 spots. I think realistically, there's 3 spots that are really up for grabs.
I would agree with you 100%, unless New Zealand can, to an extent, confirm that win over Spain and upset France. I would definitely go along with you in terms of France and Spain. Oh, great pass
to Torrens, and she scores with a reverse layup. That's the center making that pass from outside, and it couldn't have been any better. Song gets denied by Nichols. And just remembering what you said at the start of the match, the start of the game, is how Nichols kind of the unsung heroine in this team. And Little goes up.
Well, with a team with this talent, someone's got to be Laura Nichols. Someone's got to be that player that plays in this way and does those things that she does.
Now Song off target, and really this game is starting to get ugly now. It's incredible. As hard and as well as China played, certainly in the first quarter and into the second quarter.
Well, they've still played well defensively. You know, this Spanish team hasn't slowed down. They've tried to run, tried to be aggressive. Torres is going to make the easy layup, but they've still kept them to 67, and they just can't score against this level of defense at the moment in terms of as this team evolves. There's the replay of the back.
Look at that backdoor cut. Indeed. And then Torrens, I mean, you can't allow a player just to go right down the lane.
And that's the issue that China have gone yesterday and today. They're going to get a couple of days off before they hopefully play for them in a qualification game. But you can't end up with a bad beating or a negative situation, because there's so many positives out of their defense for 3 quarters. And if they play that defense, whoever they play in the quarterfinal, they're going to be tough to break down, because there's not many other teams as good as Spain. So, and they won't be able to stop them as much as Spain has stopped them. So they can't come out of this thinking, oh God, we just got blown away by 30. You know, you have a look at the fact you kept the team down to 67 and their percentages weren't great.
All right, hey, so you're the 3. Now look.
There's the quarter-by-quarter scoring. China with just 2 points in the fourth quarter in 6 minutes that have been played.
If you hear somebody say something, just do it. Just do it. No sticking the bloody basket.
No sticking. The ball can't get stuck.
Oh, right.
So he doesn't want that pass to go, and then they stand, and the defense all shifts. Then you pass and stand.
I got a question for you. Do you think that the translator translated the word bloody before basketball?
I'd be very interested to know how he does it. It's a great opportunity for that, that coach on the bench as a translator and everything else, but there comes a moment where he might doubt that job.
Goodness gracious. He's probably as qualified as anybody to coach China after working for so long. Chen Nun misses, and
Laura Nichols again. This is her area of the floor, and I'm gonna fill it. I'm gonna own it, and you're not getting anything here. She's just gonna look at this. Three white shirts, and it's like, this is mine.
And she just pushes off Chen Nun at the end. Zhorgai pulls up, takes the jumper. 69-37.
She's one of those players, Jeff, that, you know, when you're putting rosters together, and she's having a great time in Prague, obviously, but you pencil her in any team you were putting together. She just gives you anything and everything.
Chen Nun's pass batted away from Torrens. I don't think we've seen the best of Chen Nun, and I think it's I don't think she feels well. So,
but she needs this time, doesn't she? She's on the way back, you know, coming back as a veteran. And obviously, Coach Ma thinks a lot of what she's going to bring. She's staying with her for a long time. Sits her down now, but as Mondello takes the time out. We can look at Mondello in the timeout, but just about Coach Ma in this situation. To me, he's you can see his frustration about how he's performing. He's not in the game now trying to win it, but he's like, guys, you're just letting yourselves down. You're not taking responsibility. You're not executing. He's really using this game to challenge them to go forward. And you've got to be very comfortable in yourself. And he's just so vastly experienced that he can do that. Some less experienced coaches get very caught up in, oh man, I'm getting beat by 30 points. It's a big deal. It's not for him. This is about qualification. And it takes a lot of experience to do that. And I don't think you can substitute that when you get guys like him in your coaching role. It's just an asset. Because there's only one team that's going to win a gold medal. There are lots of other achievements that teams can have. And, you know, to beat the US is a tough ask. China making a quarterfinal at Olympic Games, chance of a medal, that's a great achievement. And that's where he's trying to get his team to now, because they're going to need to take responsibility to do that.
What would Tom Barr do to have somebody like Sancho Little? You saw that stat, 12 points, 13 rebounds. Look at these moves. She's, you know, I would have said far and away Spain's best player before this tournament, but I think now, you know, this is not taking anything away from her. I've seen Spain's players raise their level.
Yeah, I would agree that they
know how good she is.
Yeah.
And China do not beat the shot clock. They forgot.
They're not as reliant on her to carry certain aspects of their game now. They're like, she adds to everybody that's in the mix at a high level. That means the overall team level is just going up all the time.
See that? 8 turnovers for China in the second half, 2 for Spain. I think, you know, with Sancho Little as Dominguez gets in there and makes that layup, I think with her that probably would have been a much better team last year at the Eurobasket Women.
Yeah.
That's not to take anything away from Serbia or France, the teams that got to the final. And Huang misses, and Zhorgai with the rebound, hands it off to Laura Gil. You know, Laura Gil's torn her ACL. A lot of good stories in this Spain teams. The resilience that they've had. Alba Torrens had the torn ACL. She's come back from it. And Dominguez takes the 3. And, you know, that's not something that they need her to do, but just goes to show that she kind of understands what they need.
It's very similar to some of the other games that we've shown already throughout this tournament. You get down into the late shot clock, she's a very, very efficient shooter. She doesn't need to be looking to shoot that early because there's other great options.
Good pass from Chen, and Sun rather just put it up too hard. You saw that stat. More than 9 minutes, China without a field goal.
Yeah. But I still think they get that. That's a great look they just had. They just, again, composure, precision in terms of the finish.
Zhorgai's shot rimmed out. And a foul called. Is it on China? Or?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, it's on Galson?
Yeah, Laura Nichols, even though she was outnumbered, 2-1, still caused enough havoc to generate, to draw the foul. And we are seeing the rotation off the bench, Jeff.
Yeah, Quevedo is going to come now.
And Rodriguez, I think they're both coming at the same time. But we still ain't going to get to see Romero at the point, so...
Leticia Romero. I wouldn't be surprised, though, tomorrow if he even started Leticia Romero.
And that's why I'm intrigued with this. There's nothing here that he's doing for no... There's a reason he's doing this. He knows how he wants to do things.
Do you remember Leticia Romero playing a lot of minutes last year at the Eurobasket Women?
In certain games.
Crunch time.
Yeah. In some games.
Was it the quarter against Montenegro or the semifinal against France?
It was a game that they won. They did win a game, yeah. I think it was the quarterfinal game.
So the Montenegro game.
And she's having a stellar college career in the States. She had an amazing age group career. When these guys retire, you might have a chance to play. You've got to take that spot, though. It's a nice place to be.
You've had the Spanish, some Spanish players of late go the American college route. Rodriguez at Florida State. But then some just turn professional. Interesting that Torrens hasn't crossed the Atlantic to play, but she's, I guess if you don't need to, you don't need to. And Spain need them to commit, ideally, for the summers.
And I think in her case in particular, and this program's case, they're competing in championships most summers to win.
Yeah.
And you know, does she need to go and then come back with a week's preparation? No, she doesn't. She doesn't want to do that. She's part of this program.
So Laura Nichols, 9 points, 11 rebounds. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Well, this is for a double-double. Well, and she almost deserves a double-double every game, the way she puts herself on the line for this group.
So Quevedo guarding Huang. And 1:09 remaining, so Spain will play Venezuela tomorrow. Victory, even a defeat of 30 points would still see them finish first, I think.
Well, they got here a 38-point margin.
It's incredible how they blew them out, especially in the fourth quarter. China just haven't had any joy at all.
And they've won like nearly 40 points, only scoring 75. I know I keep going on that China have done a reasonable job defensively, but Spanish defense, especially as they haven't rotated everybody. They're in good shape in the way that these guys have played defense for 40 minutes.
Rodriguez comes up to help out, gives it back to Dominguez. Pass back to Quevedo. She's aggressive going to the basket. Sun gets it over to Wu Di. And Sun comes in and scores with the offensive rebound and put back. Rodriguez gets inside and she gets on the board. She's got the reputation as being a good shooter. Soft touch, Leonor Rodriguez. Dominguez guarded Chen. They're trying to hold it. Sun drives in and Laudergill commits the foul. Laudergill says, go to the line and earn your points.
Yeah. She'll be disappointed the fact that she gave her that, just gave her the chance to get her shoulders ahead of her. But
Seven points for Sun, as you can see. But as much as we had to talk about China early on, an offensive foul called against Silvia Dominguez. Chen stepping in front of her.
Not really. I don't think Dominguez extended here. There was a little bit coming together. Who initiated that contact?
She kind of raised her arms though.
Yeah, but like defense stepped right into a cut part. Maybe got there soon enough, fair enough, but
entry to Huang. And again, Huang, you can see where she needs to work on her strength. And Rodriguez has a go. Well, mission accomplished for today anyway for Spain. They come out, they really put a hurting on China in the second half. They win it 77-43.
Well, Jeff, going to get a look at the stats, but regardless of what they say, and they're going to be impressive in many ways for Spain, there's a statement of intent by Coach Modelo there. This wasn't a case of, oh, we'll get a win. This is about, I've got to qualify. I'm going to rotate this way, and it's a game we're just going to win. And win by as many as we can. Both teams are in a situation now where if they show up tomorrow and win, China are obviously through. You wouldn't expect Venezuela to get the win, but Modelo's taking any chance out of that equation. And most of his guys, most of his key players look ready. All we need to know is are his reserves, are his rotation players up to the task? I'm sure we'll find that out tomorrow.
So 77-43, Spain will play Venezuela tomorrow and go ahead and kind of put the finishing touches on first place. We would assume Venezuela need to come out and get a win, big win, to stay in the hunt for the Olympics, to stay in the hunt for a quarterfinal place. You see Torrens with 22 points led all scorers. And coming up next will be Argentina and Turkey tipping off in about an hour and 15 minutes. And then the main event tonight will be France and New Zealand. And that'll tip off at 8:30 local time here. So thanks for watching, everybody, and be sure to come back.